And hello everyone! The third day of the European Rhythmic Gymnastics Championship has come to an end. And today the day turned out to be even more unexpected and unpredictable for losses, passes to the finals and emotions of gymnasts. Well, do not forget to subscribe to the channel if you have not already done so. For me it is very important. And thanks that there are already 3,000 of us. Thanks to everyone who clicked on the red button to subscribe and made it grey. If you're not among this number, please correct yourself. Well, I remind you that all the information about the broadcast and the schedule is in the Telegram channel and the YouTube community. And by the link in the description, you can help me if you like what I do. Well, let's plunge into the world on June 11th in Varna at the Palace of Sports, where the European Championship is held. Today the gymnasts in the individual programs completed the selection for the finals, where 24 best gymnasts will compete for the main medal, as it's called the Olympic medal and the title of the absolute European champion. And also tomorrow the girls will fight for the only ticket for the individual to the Olympics. Also the girls today were selected for the finals of certain apparatus and scored points for the team competition. Well, about the details in order. Let's go all around. Dina Averina became the leader in the all-around. Just like yesterday, she bypassed her rivals by 2 points and 9/10, which in principle is a very decent result. In terms of the gaps between the gymnasts, Dina performed with 4 apparatus of events. She had a reserve to pass to the all-around final. For those who missed this information, you can go to the final on the sum of 3 exercises. The lowest mark is recalled here. In general, in today's performances, Dina went through her programs very well. Probably one of the few for whom I could not worry, since even in dangerous moments, nothing caught my eye. In general, if everything goes well tomorrow, then Dina will become the absolute champion of Europe. By the way, she still does not have such a title. Of the interesting, I really like the new one for a real gold suit for clubs. It shimmers very beautifully and looks very stylish, though it seems to me that they have similarities with a suit under a hoop. But under the clubs, I went more. Which gold do you like most? Write new or old in the comments. Well, Dina made it to both finals today, so she has 2 more days to fully perform with all 4 programs. And here it is simply impossible not to worry about her back, remembering what was on the test. I will be worried and root for Dina so that everything is fine with her. Lena Averina, the gymnast of Israel, went from 2nd place to the all-around final, and today Lena did not succeed. So in the exercise with claps, she made a rather serious loss on the element. Of the pluses, there was no particular hitch, and Lena found her bearings very quickly. But of the disadvantages, this is of course a rather expensive loss. Generally speaking, it did not influence anything much. Lena made it to the all-around final and to both the claps and ribbon finals. So she will have the same program as Dina for the next 2 days. Anastasia Salas, gymnast of Belarus, goes to the all-around final from the 3rd place. Nastya coped with the claps without losses, but she also failed to pass cleanly with ribbon. But unfortunately, 3 types were enough to get to the all-around final, while the score even with a loss was enough for passing to the final with a ribbon with claps. And Nastya also naturally passed. But returning to the ribbon today, in general, a lot of people moved. The ribbon is apparently becoming the most dangerous apparatus for gymnasts. Right after Nastya, her teammate Alina remained. Alina's day was clearly less successful today. Alina performed very nervously with the ribbon, and there were many dirty moments. And in claps, she made a loss altogether. Of course, these are all not the pleasant moments, and at such a start, it is especially offensive. But a compliment towards the Belarusian gymnasts. They are so emotional, cool, that you follow them and enjoy. From Alina in claps, when she grows, already shivers. Well, we will all see Alina for 2 more days with full-fledged performances from start to finish. And only from the 5th place, Arina Averina reaches the all-around final. I repeat that at the moment it is not scary, since the main thing was to get to the all-around final. Well, we should not forget that Arina initially had a vulnerable spot, since she had only 3 apparatus, and one of the types was ribbon, for which gymnasts receive low points, since here it is most difficult to gain high difficulty. But the jumps did not come out as usual in the ribbon. By the way, I thought here that perhaps Irina Alexandrovna specially gave Arina a ribbon so that she could learn how to gather on it, and thus she checked it. But I have such conspirational thoughts. But back to the claps. Here it turned out straight sadness. The most unpleasant thing is that Arina could not make it to the final, and according to estimates, she was only in the 9th place. But with 8th place, she has the same marks and performances are the same. Respectively, here they were compared by technical deductions. And since Arina lost the risk on the element, these losses cost her dearly. And accordingly, without finals. It is sad, insulting, and especially scary what will happen to the Olympics. Because in general, there is a feeling that there are currently no stable gymnasts who always perform without losses. So Arina surprised us all yesterday with a high score in the ball, and today in clubs, not even in the finals. Of course, Arina knows how to arrange emotional swings for the fans. On the other hand, it is for such things that people love sports. In general, I hope that Arina is not very upset and tomorrow will compete in the all-around and will fight for gold. And another moment, I almost forgot a very beautiful suit under the clubs. I liked it, although under Bella Ciao my favorite is with piglets. But this one also looks very impressive on the side, and it's very rare that it has quite a lot of black color. I never remembered when the Averina sister had something with black in their suits. But Iana Kalin passed from the 6th place in the all-around, which also surprised in this unkind sense. Surprised, of course, with my losses, both in clubs and in the ribbon. So in clubs she just got out and lost to the blue. Again, this did not greatly affect anything and she made it to the finals. But the losses from the tops who are fighting for medals in such a tournament are always alarming, even scary to imagine what will happen in a couple of months in Tokyo. Behind her is Katrin Taseva, who unfortunately also today could not go through all the exercises cleanly. But we'll see Katrin for 2 more days with all apparatus. She, unlike her friend, got into all the finals of certain apparatus, which is also an interesting indicator. I did not even know that it's possible to access the stability so apparently. Well, then we got the surprise of the championship. So from the 8th place in the all-around, we got Sofia Raffaeli, a gymnast from Italy. Sofia also made mistakes today, but as you noticed, this was not a particular indicator of the passage farther. Following her was the Ukrainian gymnast, Victoria Naprienka. It was definitely unexpected to see her here, but it helped Vika that the lowest score was removed, since she frankly made the ribbon very dirty. But in general, according to Vika's performance, as for me, she grew a lot, and in terms of complexity and presentation, and I think now it already looks like a full-fledged leader of Ukraine. We have closed the top 10, and Fanny Pigniski is a Hungarian gymnast from the 10th place to the final. Well, also tomorrow we'll see Nicole Zelikman from Israel, Zohra Grikhmanova from Azerbaijan, Ekaterina Vitineva from Slovenia, Andrea Vertes from Romania, Polina Berezina from Spain, Vlada Nikolchika from Ukraine. Well, yesterday I said so much about her, and I will add today. Congratulations to Vlada on reaching the all-around final. I'm very happy for her. She has justified her chance. But today there were some losses, and in any case, she needs to quickly make up for everything that she missed in order to get to the all-around final, and at the Olympics, well, or generally get into the Olympic Games. Well, about the suits, as for me it was not very successful today. If yesterday it was super mega cool, then today it seems to me that it folded into folds and created a feeling of fullness of Lord. At least it struck to me directly, although yesterday I would have never said that it looks bad on her body. Natalia Garcia from Spain, Salome Pajava from Georgia, Margarita Kalasov from Germany, Arzur Jalilieva from Azerbaijan, Victoria Bogdanova from Estonia, Ksenia Mustafaeva from France, Rachel Stoyanova from Macedonia, and Elena Klaiditia from Greece took the 17th place. It is this gymnast who will perform tomorrow with 4 apparatus and complete for the all-around medal. But now those who were left behind, but about whom it is simply impossible not to remember. First of all, of course, Alexandra Adjigikuleza, the Italian gymnast who today could not catch up on the points she lost yesterday. She remained in the 27th place, and despite the fact that today she went to the side confidently and lit on it, Sasha allowed losses. Of course, less than on the first day, but this does not make it more fun. And now again, a question about the leaders of the Italian team. If initially they were without Sasha and Milena Baldassari, and Sofia was a little girl who simply tries on a large stage, now Sofia is more likely to be the unconditional leader, and Sasha and Milena are not mega stable. And now there is a big question about the Olympics. Italy has 2 permits and they're not exactly the ones. In fact, it will be the coaches who will decide which of the girls will go to the games. I don't even know who I want to see. I like all 3 of them. Write in the comments your opinion on who should go from Italy to the Olympics. Well, and probably the most touching moment of today is the release of Nicole Ruprecht from Austria and her emotions. For Nicole, this was the last start. She did not go to the all-around final, so she could not qualify for the Olympics, and accordingly, the European Championship became the final one for her. I spent a parallel with the Spanish gymnast Almudena Cid, who was also finishing her career kissing the carpet. These are still touching moments, because the girls will really give sports their whole life. Well, tomorrow, out of 24 gymnasts will be able to compete for trips to Tokyo, given all the selections conditions. Then Fanny Pignitsky, Hungary, Andrea Verdes, Romania, Polina Berezina and Natalia Gracia from Spain, Salome Pajava from Georgia, Victoria Bogdanova from Estonia, Ksenia Mustafaeva from France, Rachel Stoyanova from Macedonia, and Elena Klaiditi from Greece. Which of these gymnasts tomorrow will take the highest line will become the proud owner of a ticket to the Olympics. We will also be rooting for the girls. Tomorrow is a very important day for them. Well, in the team competition, as I said yesterday, there have been changes. Russia has remained in the first place, Belarus is in second place, and Israel climbed to the third place. Tomorrow the scores will be supplemented by the scores of the group members, and the final results will be, so we can see the changes here again. Oh, this unpredictable gymnastics with new rules. Every day something changes, and you're constantly nervous. Well, that's it for today. Remember that I love you a lot, and I'll see you tomorrow. For now, goodbye. The video was translated and dubbed by Sasha Sinica.